as TUT, we were hosting an international conference at the Kruger National Park. We were going to be in game drives, brushing the lions, hugging the tigers, riding the kangaroos. Okay, we don't have that. Riding the giraffes, everything, you know, high-fiving the hippos in the water. And then the virus just happened. We've been planning this conference for the past 3 years. 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020 January. We were all saying, I'm gonna sleep there, the Safari Lodge. I had planned that I'm gonna go for a massage. Oh, Corona happened in March. Lockdown, everything was closed. And then now we are stuck here. Literally, we're on lockdown. Even as I stand, we are in lockdown. But anyway, since our conference theme was enhancing the fourth industrial revolution, that was our theme. We were like, you know what? Let us live what we preach. So our conference still carries on via Internet of Things. We are using virtual digital platforms. This is us. This is us. Do you understand? Before I can go on further, let's go inside and see how our people are doing. Peace out.
So from the organization side, we're able to receive submissions from different countries around the world. Most of the papers, they were from Germany, who are the backbone of manufacturing. And we also receive other submissions from Africa, which is very good from our side. In terms of sponsorship, we're also able to secure 3 good sponsors from industry, from the institutions. TUT also participated in this sponsorship in a very big role. We also focus on the program itself. So the program was structured in such a way that we have 5 rooms in parallel. We have keynotes on each day. We had our keynote speakers bringing various expertise in their field of research, starting from virtual reality, cloud manufacturing, and also Industry 4.0.
I am one of the administrative and technical officers for the CIRP Design Conference 2020. The conference went well, but we had some challenges due to the COVID-19 outbreak. We had challenges in the aspect of our devices because it's been a long time we set up. So it took us time to arrange and the systems to come up and perform to their optimum level. Another challenge we had was the social distancing condition. Even if you call on a technical officer to fix something on the system or fix something in the room, it takes time for it to be fixed because you need to ensure he is the only one there. You have to go out of the room. So these are one of the challenges also that we faced. Then the aspect of the connectivity. The Edu room is down, so we had to look for an alternative to get internet. So the rooms must be close to the source of connectivity, which is the router. So, but above all, we were able to solve some of these challenges and work around it to have a successful presentation for today.
So based on this conference being online, we're able to save on some cost, some travel costs for many participants who coming from very disadvantaged countries, so that they can able to connect to various expertise around the world. So it also help us to see how we can even have some discussion that we're not able to have when the real conference was scheduled. So in line with this as well, as you all know, that time is a precious resource we cannot afford to waste. So This conference being online is also one of the advantages, that we're able to save on time on some of the activities that could have taken longer with a real conference. So those are some of the benefits that we can derive from this conference, and we hope that we have enjoyed this conference.
We had 5 parallel sessions: room A, room B, room C, and room D, and room E. I was the one in charge of, I was running room D. I will briefly talk about the number of participants that we had in room D. We had around about, on average, 35 participants. This is now the average for the first and the second sessions. Our second sessions for the last 2 days was rather much shorter than for the first session. However, the number of participants also turned out quite interestingly. In terms of engagement, if I may say that the participants online were rather not so engaging. We needed to engage more on our side. However, there were quite a number of them that were just engaging, 3 or 4 of them that were engaging in the conversations. It also appeared that some of the participants did not really know how to use the software until time for them to present. So we found ourselves now delaying a bit in terms of now they needed to now know how to project their PowerPoints before they could also start presenting. And time, we were very strict on time. We always kept to the time. If for whatever reason the participant was not there at a specific time, we would not necessarily move to the next participant until the stated time of that participant. That assisted in us not mixing around the participants' time. So it would be like a small break for the team at that specific time, and then in between we would play the links, the cultural village, the virtual cultural village tour. We would play it for them as a form of entertainment to the participants at that time. Thank you.
So basically my job here is to explain what is happening behind the scenes of the conference. Because our country and also on a global scale, we are facing the COVID-19 corona pandemic. We had to follow some safety regulations and guidelines before we could carry on with our virtual conference. The conference was not hosted at a conference venue. However, we've enlisted the assistance of our institution to host it in separate rooms following the meter apart regulations. One of the rules that we had to follow is that every single time one of our team members was walking in the office, I had to wear gloves, of which I have now thrown away. I had to discard them to avoid, of course, the further spread of the virus if we're in contact. And everybody had to sanitize their hands when they walk in. After that, we had to use the infrared non-contact thermometer to check their temperatures and also offer a face mask to all the team members every single day. This conference was a new experience for us as an institution and also as a country, because what we used to know as normal in conferences where participants walk in, we shake their hands, we can see them, they have to register, was changed on a new scale. And then considering that our conference had a theme of enhancing the fourth industrial revolution through design thinking, I think the virus actually made it very, very much relevant to the situation that's happening in the world. So fortunately, the conference was a success. A lot of people, or I can say a lot of participants, actually did connect virtually, and this just showed us that as a country, of which is a developing country, we have potential and we can go further. So all I'd like to say is that thank you to my wonderful team. Thank you to all the participants around the globe, not to mention them by country because I won't finish today. And I'll also like to thank our institution for supporting us to carry on with the virtual conference. And until next time, in the next 2 years, we are out.
I think, recognize the rest of us, you know. I think we've learned to work as a family better. Yes, we had a local organizing committee with our own issues there at the LOC, but I think the story that I can write, or must write, Tsulu must just book that in my diary, is the story of how young, energetic, enthusiastic black geniuses can, you know, make something happen at an international scale. I remember when the conference was awarded to us, what year was that, Tsulu?
2016.
This conference is, they awarded well in advance, Mr. Klu. So they gave us the right to host in 2016 already. And then they were watching how we're going. I remember there was a time when I got an email that, will you be able to pull this thing through? And this COVID was accelerating. But with the great team that we have, I think we can clap our hands for ourselves. We've done very well. We still have another conference coming in 2023. So I must just prepare a report for this one and send it up to Paris. And then we will start preparations for the next one. But most importantly, I think, for me, what this needs to translate to is, if we can impact the global world this way, how can we impact our communities here? How can the grandmother in Zitobeni, somewhere in Bronkhorstspruit, or the grandmother somewhere in Soshanguve, you know, benefit from the intellect that God has given us? I think if we're not touching those parts of our social problems, we are not relevant. We have an incubator here, and the idea is that we focus on the business side, but also the technology side. And that technology, if it's only working to impress the Europeans, I think it's very unfair. We've spoken about this project that needs to be delivered on the sanitizing system. We owe it to the country. We owe it to the continent. We owe it to the greater third world countries. If we can do things that, you know, the Germans are going to say, Africa has done it well, or Netherlands can say, now we are not sure whether we're going to deliver. What have we done for our grandmoms, you know, back in Transkei and Thohoyandou and Emadadeni, and, you know, I do not think our pillow rest can be that peaceful when we know that they are still in trouble.